Hi guys, this is Tabiasobi, and today we're going to check some downloadable content, also known as DLC, for Dragon Quest Builders 2. Yeah, so a bunch of DLC has dropped recently for the game. I'm talking about the Western version of the game, by the way. Yeah, so I got some free time, decided to check it out because my niece was actually asking me, hey, when's the DLC out? I'm like, it's out already. It's like, why am I not seeing it in my game? And so I checked it out, and the reason is because you have to download it. And that also applies to folks who bought the season pass ahead of time. Just because you already bought it doesn't mean it'll automatically show up. You still need to download that stuff. Yeah, so to do that, just go to your system's particular game store. In my case, I was playing the game, or well, I'm playing the game on the PlayStation 4. So I went to the PlayStation store. And if you just search for Dragon Quest Builders 2, or even just go to the game, and then look for add-ons, you're going to see a bunch of stuff that you can download for the game. There's some stuff that's free, and there's also stuff that you have to pay for. Like I believe on July 26th, for example, the Knack Pack DLC came out, and that one's actually a free download. Yeah, so that particular DLC comes with 3 recipes. That would be the Pretty Paddle, Celebratory Soup, and Ornate Adornment. And the description says that these items will allow you to celebrate every New Year with some Hotto flair. So for those of you who aren't familiar, these packs actually reference New Year celebrations in Japanese. I happen to have celebrated New Year's in Japan several times, so I've actually personally seen all 3 of these. Like that celebratory soup is actually ozoni, so it's a special dish for New Year's that has all sorts of ingredients like mochi and vegetables and what have you. That was pretty good. The paddle is another one of those celebratory New Year's things in Japan as well. And then that ornate adornment is something that's made of bamboo and several other materials that you also see displayed in Japanese homes during New Year's. The only thing missing is the decoration that's made out of oranges, or mikan. And I've seen those done for real and with plastic oranges as well. Yeah, so anyway, that's the history behind those 3 things, and you get them for free. It's part of the Knick Pack. By the way, one of the other things I noticed in my game are 2 more free things if you're a PS Plus member, and that's the low-res Luminary recipe and the legendary Lineart recipe. And so these are homages to the original heroes of Dragon Quest II, which is the game that Dragon Quest Builders 2 is based on. Yeah, so they featured the 3 characters of that game, the main characters. That would be the Prince of Mindenhall, the Prince of Knack, who is not from Canada. Not that kind of Knack. Or is it Knack? Then of course the Princess of Moonbrook, also known as Pudding. And so you get 3 pixel art versions of them for the low-res Luminary recipes. And then the second one is a legendary line art recipe, which is pretty much a painting of all 3 heroes, Akira Toriyama style, and also includes Malroth, like the original Malroth, as well as High Priest Hargan, and that would be the more human-looking Hargan who actually has a nose. Yeah, so if you're a PS Plus member, you get that as well. And then there's the designer sunglass, which had the words free on it when I was looking at the description. So I don't know if that's actually free or if it was because I had the season pass, which, speaking of the season pass, that's $20.99, so let's just say 21 bucks. And by getting the season pass, you will get the 3 DLC packs, which is the Hotto Stuff Pack, the Aquarium Pack, and then the Modernist Pack. Otherwise, you can buy those separately. The Hotto Stuff Pack is $5.99, while the Aquarium Pack, I believe, is $9.99, and so is the Modernist Pack. I believe it's $9.99 as well, because then that would make sense to encourage you to get the season pass, because buying them separately would cost more. Then again, I'm not really sure why the Modernist Pack would be $9.99. Honestly, it should just be priced the same as the Hotto Stuff Pack. And I say that because the Aquarium Pack actually comes with a story. It's pretty short, but still a story, while the other 2 don't, which I think is kind of sad. It would have been nice if they had stories as well. But they still provide you with some pretty neat items. So if you really like building, I think it's worth it. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the items that you get from these packs. It'll mostly be the items that say new as I'm going through them. Although as a caveat, not everything that is marked as new in my item list here is actually from the DLC. Some of them are just stuff I got from the game, like the monster statues and what have you that I haven't just checked yet. And while I'm showing stuff here, I'm going to talk about the different packs. First, let's start with the old, and by that I mean traditional Japanese items. That would be under the Hotto Stuff Pack, which includes more than 40 recipes that will allow you to design and decorate structures that look like the Hotto step. So you can actually use this stuff to like make yourself a mini Kyoto. And I say that because I visited one of the Japanese players' islands, and he turned the whole thing into like a little old Japanese city. It was really good. It was almost like being a tourist, especially if you switch to first-person mode. I don't know how much time it took, but man, it was pretty impressive. The Hotto Stuff Pack also comes with a new island. The island is called Bamboo Bluffs, and it's where you can get, well, lots of bamboo, which you can use to craft the new items from the Hotto Stuff Pack. That includes paper. And I don't know why you can't use wood for paper, but what do I know? It's great to have because you can use it for new items like paper lanterns and stuff like that. I only wish that the Hotto DLC actually came with a story. There's just so much potential given the theme, but yeah, it's kind of like a missed opportunity. The Aquarium Pack, on the other hand, is really good value. So it's $4 more than the Hotto Stuff Pack, but it comes with a bunch of stuff. That includes 40 fish, so that expands the gameplay to include fishing now. Yeah, so if you've ever been wondering, like, hey, how do I get a fishing rod in this game? That's actually from this DLC pack. So if you like fishing, whether it be for food or to make aquariums and stuff like that, this is the DLC for you. On top of that, it also comes with a story. It's a short story, mind you, but pretty fun one that also introduces 2 new characters. One is the Barbella lookalike, Jillian. Despite her rough appearance, she actually has a surprisingly soft side as it relates to fish and aquarium. And then the other guy is Jillian's pal, Finn. Now, Finn is actually one of those muscle-bound dudes with a mask, but the first time you meet him, he actually doesn't have his mask because he lost it. Which is great, because now you can see the face of these muscle-bound goofs. See what they look like inside that mask. I was expecting, you know, a rough face with scars, maybe a big nose, a beard. And to my surprise, it turns out that Finn's model, which I assume is the same model as all these other muscle-bound dudes, is actually freaking handsome. Way handsomer than I am, that's for sure. Which I thought was pretty funny and entertaining, and kind of made me a bit salty too. He's like a freaking pretty boy under the mask. He's a bit of a goof, but he's a handsome goof. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the Aquarium Pack is probably my favorite out of all the packs, simply because it adds a new mechanic to the game in terms of fishing, plus it also comes with a nice side story. And then we've got the Modernist Pack, and I mean, have you ever been to IKEA? That's literally the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the items in this pack, not just because of what they look like, but the names, which liberally use umlauts. Like, you'll have items like Fancy Door, but it's spelled with F-A-N-S-I-D-O-R, and it has umlauts on top of it. Yeah, that's definitely got an IKEA vibe to it. And I can tell you, as a former art minor, I can say that my black turtleneck wearing classmates from back then would approve. Minoring in art, by the way, also made me even more broke than I already was at the time. Broke college student. So I ended up switching my minor to English during my last semester. Because film? Yeah, we had film back then, that was pre-digital. Yeah, film and painting supplies cost a lot. Let's just say I was eating a lot of top ramen back then. Anyway, this pack includes more than 70 different recipes for making more modern looking structures. It also comes with additional hairstyles and clothing. So if you want to make more modern buildings, this is the pack for you. Yeah, so anyway, that's a quick rundown of the DLC available now for Dragon Quest Builders 2 here in the West. As always, if you have any thoughts or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Once again, this is Tabi Asobi, and thank you for watching.